Do you want to be able to play background piano for any occasion? Well, in today's quick tip, I'm going to show you how to play background piano using a common chord progression in 3 different settings: a restaurant, a church, and a wedding. No matter what level you are, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, there's something for everyone to learn in playing background piano. All right, let's begin. All right, so to demonstrate how to play background piano, we're going to take a simple chord progression that's often found in jazz, R&B, and other styles. It goes like this. It's the 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, 1 chord progression. And so let's go ahead and look at this in the key of C major 7. We're going to take the root position 7th chords and play through this chord progression together. So this is C major 7, that's 1. Then we go down to A minor 7, that's 6. D minor 7 is 2. G7 is 5. And then rather than going back to the 1 chord, we're going to go to the 3 chord, which is very similar, minor 3, to the 6 chord again, A minor, to D minor 7, which is the 2 chord, and then to the 5, and then finally ending on the 1. And then we're going to put a 5 chord in there as well because we're going to repeat this chord progression. And so we're going to take this chord progression and I'm going to show you how to play background piano in 3 different settings: in a restaurant, and then a church, and then a wedding, and how the styles are going to change as we change the setting. A common place you may play background piano is a restaurant while people are eating, and a typical style to play at a restaurant is jazz. Jazz standard, something very soothing, kind of swinging in the background so people can have a conversation while you're playing this beautiful music. And so we're going to use that typical chord progression, the 1, 6, 2, 5 chord progression, and there are 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. For the beginner level, what we're going to do is you're going to take that major 7 chord or the minor 7 chords, and you're going to just take the 3 and the 7 of each chord in the right hand, and the left hand is going to play the root and the 5th in what's called a 2 feel. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, so for the beginner level, the right hand is going to play the 3rd and the 7th of each chord, and the left hand is going to play the root and the 5th of each chord in half notes, what's called a 2 feel. And it gives it that nice bounce of a swing feel, and the right hand is going to play some syncopation. And so I'm going to play the right hand first, and then I'll play the left hand, and then I'll play it together, and then we're going to try it with the track. Okay, so it goes like this: the right hand, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 2, 3, E minor 7, A7, and then it goes back to the beginning. Now you may have noticed that there's an A7 instead of an A minor 7 like we had in the very beginning. That's because in jazz, the cool thing is that you can change the quality of the chords. So instead of an A minor 7, we made it an A7. And if you look at that last chord, it says C6 instead of a C major 7. So you can make it a 6th chord instead of a 7th chord. So we have a lot of freedom. And so the left hand now in half notes sounds like this: a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. A minor 7, D minor 7, G7, E minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, C6, G7. And I've put the hands together, it sounds like this: a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. And then it goes back to the top. Now I just created this melody, da 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 da, but you can come up with your own melodies as well, or you can even just play the chords. That's cool too. In fact, that might be a better way to start, is just by playing those chords, and then go back and add this melody or add your own melody. If you're enjoying today's quick tip, please hit the like button, and if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more great content just like this. All right, let's play with the track now. We're going to do it 2 times, and if you'd like to, you can lay out the first time and just let me play, and then you join me the second time. All right, it's not too fast. We have the quarter note at 90. So here we go. Have fun. invite me here. Nice. All right, so for the intermediate level of playing background music at a restaurant, we're going to have the left hand playing what's called a stride feel, where you're playing the root and then jumping up and playing the 3 and the 7, like that. And then the right hand's going to play a melody, but we're going to add some different altered chord extensions, like the flat 9, for example, and even the sharp 9. So I have a really cool line for you. So let's go ahead and check out this chord progression. Again, it's a 1-6-2-5, but notice there's some alterations on some of the chords. So on that A7, for example, the second measure, we have a flat 9 and a sharp 9. So we're adding some color to the notes. So first, we just look at the left hand alone, and you're playing this stride feel. Again, you're just playing the root and then the 3 and 7. So I'll play the first 4 measures for you. So it goes like this. Then to the A7, then the D minor 7, then to the G7. And then the right hand is playing this really cool line with these altered chord extensions like this. 3, 4, 1. 4, 1. So we have this flat 9, sharp 9, and then on the G7 we have the flat 9. And together it sounds like this. Really cool. And so it has that kind of old-time sound of the stride feel, a little bit like Scott Joplin. Really fun to play at restaurants. Then the left hand is playing, again, root 3-7 for the E minor 7, A7, D minor 7, G7, and then C6, and then to the G7. And then the right hand's playing, again, that similar line, flat 9, sharp 9, and then a little ending, da, 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 and it's ending on the 9th. So we're calling this chord a C6-9 chord, and then to the 13. So the last 4 measures go. And then it repeats back to the beginning. So let's go ahead and try this at a slower tempo first, hands together, and then we're going to try it with the track. If you'd like to get the downloadable sheet music from today's quick tip, please click on the link below. All right, so let's practice this one time through, hands together, but slower than we're going to play with the track. So maybe about this tempo. 1, ba, 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 do, da, do, da. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Go back and repeat it. Nice. Let's try it with the track next. All right, let's play with the track now. Speed it up a little bit to quarter note equals 100. Here we go. Have fun. Let's repeat. Yeah. For the advanced level of playing background piano at a restaurant, we have some cool things. The right hand is playing 4-note voicings now, and there's going to be some altered chords and even some passing chords that really add a lot of excitement. Then the left hand is going to be playing what's called a walking bass line, just like a bass player would play. And it really gives you that nice swing feel. So let's go ahead and check it out. So what you may notice right away is that we have some more chords here. So we have a C major 9, then to an E7, kind of an altered chord, to an A13 sus, to an A7 with this flat 9, flat 13, then to a D minor 9, and then this passing tritone substitution, that's an A flat 13, to a G9 sus, G13 flat 9. So you see there's a lot more density in this advanced level, and the next 4 measures, again, back to the C major 9, same lick, and then we end it by going D minor 11, A flat 13, G9 sus to G13 flat 9 to C6 with a little bass figure that brings us back to the 5 chord, and then we go back to the beginning. So this one's a lot of fun. Practice it hands separately first, and then we're going to try it to hands together slowly and then with the track. Before we play this at tempo, let's play it slowly first, and then we'll play it with the track. Okay, so slowly about this tempo. 1, ba, ba, boo, da. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 1. Back to the beginning. Cool. All right, now let's play it with the track at tempo. Quarter note equals 110. We'll play it through 2 times. Here we go. Good, repeat. Awesome. So these are great ways of playing background music at a restaurant with this chord progression, beginner, intermediate, advanced, any level you can play this chord progression at a restaurant and you'll sound great. Another great place to play background piano is in a church. And the purpose of playing piano in a church is obviously to enhance the experience of people praying and meditating, and it's very atmospheric. And so instead of playing the swinging stuff like we were doing at the restaurant, it's going to be a little bit more meditative, more space, more diatonic chords, some suspensions, almost more chorale-like. And so again, we have beginner, intermediate, and advanced versions of that same chord progression 1-6-2-5. That's coming up next. So the beginner version of playing background music at a church, as you can see, the chords are very diatonic, but instead of just playing a chord in the right hand and the left hand only playing the root, we're using what's called open voicing. So basically we're splitting up the notes of the chord into 2 hands. So my left hand for the C major is playing the root, the 5th, the 3rd, and the root. And I have this beautiful melody on top. So it sounds like this. And then listen to this. They call that a suspension, where the 4 resolves to the 3. So it sounds almost like a choir is singing this, if you were accompanying on an organ, for example. And the second 4 bars go like this. You see there's not as many 7th chords. You see a dominant 7th chord, of course, and you do see a D minor 7, but for the most part you're going to see more triads. So let's go ahead and play this through a couple times slowly, and then we'll try it with the track. All right, so let's practice this slowly first, and then we'll try it with the track, okay? So about this tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's our suspension. And then you repeat and do it again. All right, beautiful. Let's try it with the track. All right, we're going to play with the track now. Quarter note equals 80. We'll play it through 2 times. Here we go. Suspension. Let's do it one more time. time. Beautiful. For the intermediate level of playing background music at a church, we're going to add more passing chords and more suspensions. So let's check that out. Again, it's the same chord progression 1, 6, 2, 5, but you're going to see some chords that are moving. For example, we have this C major, but then a G over B that leads down to the A minor. But instead of going right to the A minor, we do a sus and then resolve. And then check this out. In the left hand, I have a moving note there that goes to a D minor 7. And then we have this suspension again, but it's a 4, 9, 3. Isn't that pretty? So the first 4 measures go like this. Suspension, left hand move, and suspension again. You can almost hear a choir singing this, right? It's soprano, alto, tenor, bass. And the last 4 measures, again, starting with C, G over B, A minor, but then here's a passing chord here. It's making it an A7 with a C sharp in the bass that leads to the D minor, and then to an F major 7 over A, to a G7 sus, there's the resolution, and then an F over C, F minor 6 over C, and then a C. That's called a plagal cadence. They also call that the Amen cadence. So the last 4 measures again go like this. Beautiful, right? Let's try it slowly and then with the track. All right, so let's just play it one time through as a practice and then we'll play it with the track, okay? Here we go. 2, ready, and. Suspension, left hand moving. Cadence. And then it repeats. All right, great. Let's try it with the track. Quarter note equals 80. We'll play it 2 times through. Here we go. Suspension. Left hand moves. Another suspension. Plagal cadence, and repeat. Yeah. For the advanced level of playing background music in a church, we're going to add even more passing chords, diminished chords, more suspensions, and more root movement. So we still have this 1, 6, 2, 5 chord progression, but it's disguised because we have all of this movement. So we're starting off with a C major, then we have this diminished chord, B diminished over D, so a lot of inversions as well. C over E, C, and then a passing B going down to A minor. Now here's a passing diminished chord, that's B diminished, A minor over C, A7 over C sharp, D minor, passing diminished here, D minor over F, F over A, and then we have our suspension of that 4, 9, 3. Isn't that beautiful? Every beat has a different chord and a different root movement, which is so fun and beautiful. And then the next 4 measures starts off the same, starting with C major, then our B diminished over D, C over E, here's our C going down to A minor, B diminished, A minor over C, A7 over C sharp, D minor, E diminished 7, D minor over F, G7, and then our plagal cadence again with the F over C, F minor 6 over C, and C major. Isn't that gorgeous? I just love that. Let's just try it through one time slowly first, and then we'll try it with the track. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. And then it repeats. Isn't that beautiful? Great, let's try it with the track next. All right, let's play it 2 times with the track now. The quarter note equals 65. Nice and slow and beautiful. Here we go. Suspension. Good, repeat it, and. Beautiful. Another great place to play background piano is at a wedding. And so it may be you're playing before the wedding for a prelude, or you may be playing as the bridesmaids are walking down the aisle, or the flower girl is walking down the aisle, and you're using this chord progression, but there's some beautiful techniques. The left hand is going to be playing a lot of arpeggiation. The right hand's playing a beautiful melody. Usually it's in the upper register. So again, we're going to start with the beginner. We're going to go intermediate and advanced. That's coming up next. For the beginner level, the left hand's going to play this beautiful pattern that goes like this: root 5, root 5. And then do the same thing in A minor. Same thing in D minor. And then for the G7, we're going to play root 5, 7, 5, like that. All right, and then the right hand's going to play this beautiful melody on the top of that up above, like this. Pretty, right? Now let's do the last 4 measures. It's going to start off exactly the same, okay, like this. But to end it, we're going to go D minor for 2 beats, and then to G7 for 2 beats, and then to C major. And the last one, notice we're just arpeggiating a C major chord. And then it repeats again. All right, let's go ahead and try that together. So again, before we do this with the track, let's go ahead and just play this very slowly one time through. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Good. Good, and then you would repeat it. And then the second time you would just end on a C major triad. All right, we're gonna play with the track now. It's a little bit faster, but not too much. We're gonna play it at quarter note equals 65, 2 times. Ready? Here we go. Good. Do it again. Yeah, beautiful. For the intermediate level, we're going to add more eighth notes to the right hand over a left hand pattern that's going to go root 5, root 9, 3. And together it sounds really beautiful. So let's check it out. It's the same chord progression, 1, 6, 2, 5, but it starts with the C major, and the right hand's doing this soaring melody that goes 1 and 2 and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And the left hand again is doing that beautiful pattern, root 5, root 9, 3. And then same thing for A minor, D minor, G7. And together it sounds like this. And then the second half starts off the same, 2, 3, 4. But then the last part goes root 5, root 5, 7, and then root 5, root 9, 3. And then you just repeat the whole thing. All right? So let's try it one time kind of slow, and then we'll try it with the track. So let's try about this tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Beautiful. Let's try it with the track. Quarter note equals 80. We'll do it 2 times. Here we go. Good, let's repeat it. And yeah, beautiful. For the advanced level, we have mainly 6 in the right hand. And the left hand is going to be playing a lot of root 5 root and some chord shells. Let's go ahead and check it out. What you're also going to see is that there's going to be some more root movement, some more passing chords as well. So we start off with a C major to an E7 over B to a flat 9 to an A minor to an A minor over C, A over C sharp, D minor over F, G7 sus, to G7 with a passing bass note F, which is going to take us down to E minor, to E7 flat 9 over G sharp to A minor, E7 over B, A over C sharp, D minor, G7, and our beautiful plagal cadence. Really a gorgeous ending, isn't it? Let's go ahead and play this slowly one time through, and then we'll try it with the track. Here we go. So let's take it about this tempo. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Gorgeous. Let's try it with the track. Quarter note equals 70. We'll do it 2 times through. Here we go. Beautiful. Thanks so much for attending this quick tip on playing background music on piano. I hope you learned a lot about some different settings that you can play background music, the restaurant, the church, and the wedding, and how the styles change. I hope you experiment with that and come up with your own melodies and really enjoy playing background music. I hope to see you on the next quick tip real soon, all right? Take care, everyone. So long.
Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjonny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.